He's always right on time to work, and it's still dark. I bet it must be easy to find somewhere to park.
Yes, sir, you're on the air.
Saving AM radio, it's the Uncle Henry Show. You know you're up when you hear that roll tide roll.
Roll tide roll.
You can talk bacon grease, you can talk geese, you can talk about the way things used to be. And if you get lucky, you might even talk to Freddie. Talk Congress, crime and cruise ship celibacy, entertainment districts. Talk politics, just leave his mama out of this.
You leave my mama out of this.
It's crushing Ronald Reagan, and don't y'all forget to pray. A celebrity Bible verse to start your day.
Lord have mercy. Read your Bible.
Giant moon pies and ugly ties and ill-named football bowls. Be sure you end your call with Roll Tide Roll.
Roll Tide Roll.
You can talk bacon grease, you can talk geese, you can talk about the way things ought to be. And if you get lucky, you might even talk to Freddie. Talk Congress, crime and cruise ship celibacy, entertainment districts. Talk politics, just leave his mama out of this.
Mama out of this. It's horrible.
Let's talk about the Constitution.
I'm uncomfortable being called baby.
Just don't talk about prostitution or sex,
Quit. Cut that out.
testosterone.
Don't send me things to click.
You can talk football, baseball, and eating meat, team parties and bringing up children.
That's Freak Hill
Talk
Toyota.
city streets, deadbeats, and the way things probably ain't never gonna be. Talk politics, just leave his mama out of this.
What's the matter with you people?
Talk politics, just leave his mama out of this.
Making songs about my mama. Leave my mama out of this now.
Azalea Road and South University Boulevard. With Time Saver Traffic, I'm Lisa Bakke.
This report is sponsored by Beau Rivage. Don't miss Aaron Lewis and the Stateliners at Beau Rivage November 22nd and 23rd. Get ready for a night of country soul and rock grit. Don't miss a night with Aaron Lewis. Get your tickets now at BeauRivage.com. Schedule subject to change. Some restrictions may apply.
If you see traffic trouble, call the Acadian Windows traffic tip line at pound 250, keyword total traffic when prompted. Acadian Windows, your hurricane protection specialists.
Now, your chance to win $1,000. Enter this nationwide keyword on our website. Credit. That's credit. Enter it now. NewsRadio710.com. The Uncle Henry Show. Weekday afternoons from 5 till 7.
I ain't asking for a federal investigation on the bathroom on Demotropica in 90 at the driving license place. I am once again asking for a federal investigation topic on the bathrooms in the driving license place on Demotropica in 90 immediately. Thank you.
Press message deleted. Press
This is the Uncle Henry Show here on News Radio 710 WNTM. Thank you so much. I appreciate very much you listening to the Uncle Henry Show. once again, here we are together as we try to figure out what is going on. What is going on in the world around us? What is going on in this country? Tell you what, you know what? I keep wondering what is going on in the world around us, and so much of it seems to track right back to the devil. It does. It really does. But here we are, Uncle Henry Show underway. Took a couple of days off. Glad to be back here with you, my radio friend. 251-479-2723, the telephone number here on the Uncle Henry Show. That's 251-479-2723. Email address unclehenry@iheartmedia.com. We've got so much to get into. Very excited to find out that the state of Alabama is releasing all of the SNAP benefits in full. Isn't that wonderful? Those of us that are on SNAP, very good to hear about this. We're going to get into all of that and more as the show moves forward. But I got a living caller right here at the beginning of the show. Hello, caller.
Uncle Henry, roll tide.
Roll tide, roll. John McNeil.
How are you today, sir?
I'm doing fantastic. How you doing?
I'm doing great. Enjoyed having you in the office as usual this week. It was a great show we did.
Yes, indeed.
I just want to remind callers it's been a rough day in the market. If you're not building defense into your portfolio, you need to look for some defensive structure and make sure you don't lose what you've earned all these years. Just run up in the market.
Well, we're supposed to set it up so that we don't have to think about it. Isn't that right, John McNeil?
That's right.
Yeah, you get yourself a plan together, and then you don't have to worry about it.
That's right. It's not hard to put a plan together. But I just wanted to, this is homecoming week at Alabama. We're playing Oklahoma. They can sneak up on us. They haven't been doing too good lately, but they are a powerhouse.
Well, John McNeil, the quarterback of the Alabama Crimson Tide, Ty Simpson, said that this Oklahoma defense is the best coached that they'll face this year.
Yes, and he's ranked number 5 as far as quarterbacks for the Heisman, which I think he should be ranked higher, of course. But I think it's going to be a good game. I can't wait till 2:30. My daughter, Virginia O'Brien, is taking her 2 little children and her husband to sit in our seats for the game. This is the first time they will go to an Alabama game, and I've got them lined up to have a special session with Big Al and the cheerleaders, and they're going to have a big time. Be looking for the O'Brien family at the homecoming expose this weekend.
All right, very, very good. Look forward to that. I hope there's a lot of pictures that are taken of this incredible event for those kids.
They'll be in the pictures and in our newsletter. So if you're not subscribed to our newsletter, just give us a call. We'll put you on the list. But Uncle Henry, I hope you have a great day and roll tide.
Roll tide. John McNeil, thank you. Always a pleasure. You need to come in and do the show again sometime soon, John McNeil.
I can't come before next week, but I'll be there if you want me to.
All right. We'll set it up. We'll set it up.
All right, good deal.
There he goes, John McNeil.
John McNeil.
Yes, John McNeil of Mobile Bay Financial Solutions. If you want to see they put out a newsletter every Thursday. You can call their office, 251-666-5000, and get on their newsletter list, their email list. And that way you can see the pictures that he's talking about of the family going up there and having Big Al spend some time with them and all that kind of stuff.
John McNeil.
Yes, indeed, John McNeil. 251-479-2723, the telephone number. That's 251-479-2723. Well, I missed the opportunity. He was on the phone. I could have asked him what he thought having the influx of the SNAP benefits hitting the cards around the state, what would that do in the short term for many businesses out there? Because a big part of SNAP, a lot of people talking about SNAP during the government shutdown, and a lot of people talking about the impact of SNAP on the people that rely on it for food. But there's a lot of businesses that line up and make good cash on the SNAP. What would happen to Walmart, for example, if there was no such thing? So this could be a big boost temporarily to some businesses. Now, Governor Ivey released a statement today. They put out a press release today that the full SNAP benefits will be released for this month. The governor of Alabama, Kay Ivey, put out this statement. Governor Ivey said, quote, "It is about time Congress did their job to reopen the federal government. In Alabama, SNAP recipients were some of the most impacted during the shutdown period, and I'm pleased that DHR will work to quickly provide normal, full benefits. Our state government in Alabama, as well as our local governments, do not operate in such a reckless way. And I hope Congress has learned from their failure to meet their responsibility to the people across this country." That is a statement from Governor Kay Ivey. Now, I hope that she is saying she hopes Congress has learned from their failure. I implore the governor not to hold her breath, waiting on Congress to learn from anything. I hate to be that cynical, but one of the things I've learned from observing in my life is that Congress does not seem to learn from really about anything, other about where to get more money for themselves personally. So I don't believe Congress will learn, but here in the short term, you're going to get your SNAP benefits. Back after the break with more Uncle Henry Show.
710 Time Saver Traffic from the Main Street Flooring and Design Traffic Center.
Still looking heavy on westbound I-10. We've got an accident in the left lane between I-65 and Rangeline Road. We also have an accident south on I-65 approaching Sailor Road. Also accidents at Cottage Hill Road at Azalea Road and westbound Airport Boulevard between Azalea Road and South University Boulevard. With Time Saver Traffic, I'm Lisa Bakke.
This report.
YouTube viewers, thank you for looking at the program. Hope all is well with you in YouTube land, wherever you might be. It'll be back on the radio here in just a few minutes. Let me quickly, I'm going to activate YouTube on my beautiful desktop computer in front of me and see if you're there. And that'll tell me if I need to talk during the commercial breaks or not. So let me go to the YouTube. And yeah, there's a small number of people looking in. Let's see, Chuck bringing his maturity and common sense to the chat. Chuck Greer, Larry Morting, Bama Big Man, 68-year-old Chris of West Loxley. I enjoyed my time off, 68-year-old Chris. Looking forward to taking more. Hello to Excalibur Iron Force. Bill Odell. Thank you all for looking in. I'm looking up through here to see. For whoever's watching, thank you very much for watching on YouTube. Now, let's see. What can I tell you about? Going to be back on the radio here in about 2 minutes. All right, in Las Vegas, there is something going on right now called the Housekeeping Olympics. Now, this is a trade show. The Association for Cleaning and Facility Solutions, and as a part of their trade show, they hold the Housekeeping Olympics, and the events include bed making, vacuuming, mopping, and many other events. They've been doing this for 35 years. Now, why have I never seen video of this? This has got to be good. You know, I know there's things I could learn. I guess I need to find this. Somebody's got to be putting this on YouTube. I'm going to have to look for the housekeeping Olympics. Just see if I can learn something, some mopping technique. You never know. Might need it one day. Bed making. I'm sure I could learn a lot about that. Let's see what else. In the Guinness Book of World Records, there are some people that have gotten themselves into the Guinness Book of World Records in Melbourne, Australia. 374 bagpipe players got together, and that set a world record for a number of people playing the bagpipes. The previous record was 333 bagpipe players set in Bulgaria back in 2012. Now 374 in Melbourne, Australia. And it happened in Melbourne, Australia because AC/DC is scheduled to play in a few days, and they wanted to go play an AC/DC song. It's a long way to the top if you want to rock and roll that apparently has bagpipes in it. So this involves both the annoyance of bagpipes and the annoyance of AC/DC to make it really awful, top to bottom.
8. Sponsor a child with compassion today. Text the word radio to 83393.
Roll Tide. This is the Uncle Henry Show on News Radio 710 WNTM.
Uncle Henry Show. It is 5:20. News headlines coming up in 10 minutes here on the Uncle Henry Show. Telephone number is 251-479-2723 if there's something you want to tell me about, 251-479-2723. Email address unclehenry@iheartmedia.com. Hello, caller.
Henry.
Yes.
It's Ron.
Ron Reams. Now, the last time I heard from you, Ron Reams, you were ill. Are you better now?
I'm better. Took a spill today and fell on I don't want to go into that.
Okay.
But the thing I want to start with, do you know the name of that guy who you had on his voicemail? First name?
What guy?
The guy who was asking for a federal investigation of the bathroom at the Alabama Public Safety Building.
No.
Out on Demetropolis and Highway 90.
No, I do not know his first or his last name. No.
No. Well, I just wanted to give him a piece of advice.
Okay.
And it's very simple. Don't drink and call voicemail.
All right.
He didn't explain why he wants a federal investigation, but he told us twice
right
that he wanted a federal investigation.
Yes.
Like I said, I have this inkling that he'd probably been nipping a little bit at the liquor cabinet.
You never know. You really never know. I learned years ago that I used to think that I could tell, but now I don't know.
Well, it sure seemed that way. That's all I can say. The other thing is I wanted to agree with you about the Democrats in Congress. And also the governor's got it right, because they can try to explain themselves all they want to, but I don't think that they learned their lesson, because all you got to do is listen to Hakeem Jeffries or Chuck Schumer and listen to what they're saying after they've already lost the vote. And it's like, you could hit them with a 2x4, but you still don't have their attention. And that's the way it looks to me on that one.
Well, none of it doesn't make sense. And I'm trying to figure out, when they're talking, who are they really talking to? Is it a group of maybe 5 or 6 donors that they're trying to convince? Who are they? Because does anything they've said resonate with actual voters? I don't know that it does.
I don't know. It resonates with Bernie Sanders and AOC, I'm sure, because they're the radical left, and they're she wants to run for president.
Yeah.
I wish her luck. Don't think it's going to happen that she wins, but you never know.
You never know, Ron. And she's a way better communicator than Kamala Harris.
Oh, sure. And Kamala's still stepping into the stuff that she get. She'll say things that she really should not have said, and that happens a lot. And even after the election's been over for months, so almost a year.
That's right.
Anyway, that's just some of my thoughts for the day. I just wanted to touch base with you.
All
and
right.
Wish you all the best and roll tide.
Roll Tide, Ron. Thank you. Good to hear from Ron Reams. Last time he contacted me, his family had a bug, one of them bugs, and they were fighting that bug. So I'm glad Ron is better from that standpoint. But AOC running for president. Don't think that she couldn't get a ton of votes. Don't think she wouldn't have a chance to win. Because I'm telling you, look, she's better at communicating than Kamala Harris. Imagine if the Democrat candidate had been able to speak. Imagine if the Democrat candidate had made a little sense the last time. Just imagine. 251-479-2723. Hello, caller.
Hey, good evening, Uncle Henry.
Cliff, you are live on the radio.
Uncle Henry, trying to figure out the Democrat Party and trying to make them make sense don't make sense. They telling the people, they spelling it out for them. They starving them. Then when they open the government back up, they get mad and tell the people that in their face, they shouldn't have done that, and we're going to get rid of Chuck Schumer because he should have let y'all starve. And they don't get it. So if you think you can wake up dead people, then you might have a chance.
Well, I don't think I can do that.
The people that they're talking to, Uncle Henry, are already gone. We telling you in your face that we don't give a rat's behind about you. All we care about is power and getting insurance for our medical health for our new black and poor illegal Democrat voters, and we'll let you starve to do it.
Well, where do you think they're headed? I mean, I think the Democrats, we're seeing a lot of the older Democrats like Nancy Pelosi go bye-bye. Chuck Schumer is probably going to be gone soon. I wonder what the new Democrats are going to be like. I think they're going to be more confrontational, Cliff.
Yeah, but Uncle Henry, these are what you call court jesters, village idiots, and rodeo clowns. These people like Jasmine Crockett, AOC, and these people are around here talking, these people IQ ain't as big as y'all thought they were, because every time I listen at these people, I was thinking, I'm dumb enough to be a politician. They could put a donkey up there, which they already got a donkey as their logo. And all that donkey got to do is just go around making a jackass out of itself, just like AOC and Jasmine Crockett. Whatever they say, they don't make no sense for people saying, here, here. Well, these people they are just bright. They're the next thing that the politicians, the Democrats need, this new blood. The new blood is stupid. Yeah, bless the organ.
Thank you, Cliff. You have blessed me more than you could know by having come forward here on the Uncle Henry Show. But yeah, I've been thinking about what direction are the Democrats going to take. I don't know if you've noticed, but the rhetoric is getting more fiery. and you look at some of these confrontations that are happening in the streets, like happened at Berkeley this week, where people were attacking the Turning Point thing out there in Berkeley. It looks like there's some, not all, of course, but there's some younger Democrats especially that are really itching for some kind of confrontation, itching for something like that. And I just, I hope that, I just hope that cooler heads prevail. All right, there is more to come. We got traffic, news headlines, and more as the Uncle Henry Show continues here on News Radio 710 WNTM.
From the Spring Hill Toyota Traffic Center.
Heavy congestion on I-65. Watch for an accident in the left lane approaching Sailor Road. We also have an accident south on North Davis Highway at Airport Boulevard. Also watch for an accident on Highway 87 at Welcome Church Road in Milton. With Time Saver Traffic, I'm Lisa Baque.
This report is sponsored by Blindster.com.
Hi, I'm Kyle at Blindster.com, and we sell custom blinds, shades, and shutters at low prices. Our blinds are handcrafted to fit your windows, and if they don't, for any reason, we'll remake them for free. Your satisfaction is always guaranteed at Blindster.com.
Hello, I'm Cameron Taylor with Fox 10 News. A fire in the Bayway today caused havoc for drivers trying to head into Mobile. You could see black smoke billowing out of an RV, and the car was dragging behind it. Westbound traffic on the Bayway was halted and then slowed down for more than 2 hours. Now we're trying to find out what caused this fire, and we'll let you know what we find out. Mobile police investigating a deadly crash on Bellengrath Road. When they got there, police found 2 cars that crashed head-on. We're told a woman died at the scene. Another passenger in that same car was taken to a hospital with life-threatening injuries. The name of the woman who died won't be released until her family has been notified. Some scary moments this morning for drivers on the Eastern Shore, especially for the driver of a tractor-trailer hauling peanuts. The truck belonging to Eastern Shore Ag rolled into its side on 181 near I-10. It happened around 9 when investigators say the driver lost control after going through the interchange over I-10. There were no other cars involved, and the driver of the truck was not hurt. Now, the right lane of northbound 181 was closed for some time, while the crash was cleared and the peanuts picked up. We have more details about this story on our website, fox10tv.com. I'm Cameron Taylor with Fox 10 News on this iHeartRadio station.
This is News Radio 710 WNTM.
News, I'm John Saucier. Less than a day after President Trump signed legislation to end the nation's longest government shutdown ever, government employees are returning to work. Texas Republican Representative Beth Van Duyn tells Fox that congressional Democrats can't even point to a good reason for keeping the government closed for over 40 days.
The $7 to $14 billion cost that they just caused, having people not getting paid, that are our military, that are air traffic controllers, causing 5 million people's flights to be delayed or canceled out just because you were throwing a tantrum.
DHS Secretary Kristi Noem giving out bonus checks of $10,000 to air traffic controllers who continue to work during the shutdown. Self-described Democratic Socialist candidate Katie Wilson will be the next mayor of Seattle.
This is your city, and I am delighted, beyond delighted, to be your next mayor.
America's listening to Fox News.
Ron is here from Mobile Bay Coins and Fine Jewelry. Ron, do you have a... YouTube viewers, thank you for looking at the Uncle Henry Show on YouTube. Going to be back on the radio here in just a couple of minutes. Right now, I'm trying to get the bumper music ready. And now it is. More or less. Well, let's see, what can I tell you? What can I tell you? Let's say I'm looking at the weird news. When the weather got cooler, earlier this week, it became iguanas dropping out of trees season in Florida. When temperatures go into the low 40s and below, the body of an iguana shuts down, and then the iguana will fall onto the ground and appear to be dead until temperatures warm up again. So in Florida, earlier this week, there were some iguanas dropping, just falling out of trees. I'm glad we don't have that issue here. All right, let's see. There's a company that has raised $10 million in seed funding to build what it calls individual AI, where they are going to create digital versions of people that can think and speak like the person. I think I've seen a few science fiction stories about this. Let's see, there's a Chinese man that has spent thousands of dollars on acid injections into his stomach to create a fake 8-pack abs. So he is melting fat with acid on his stomach, trying to make it look like he's been working out. Why not just work out?
News Radio 710 WNTM.
This is the Uncle Henry Show here on News Radio 710 WNTM. It's 535. You can also hear me on FM radio Monday through Friday. I'm on 95 KSJ, playing today's hottest country. Listen tomorrow between 1 and 2 p.m. for your chance to win tickets to see Dwight Yoakam. Dwight Yoakam's going to be at the Mobile Sanger Theater February 19th. I'll have your chance to win Dwight Yoakam concert tickets tomorrow on 95 KSJ between 1 and 2 p.m. Telephone number to call me here is 251-479-2723. That's 251-479-2723. And I got a couple of callers waiting. Hello, caller.
Good evening, Uncle Henry.
Bert, you are live on the radio.
A minute ago, you asked what direction the Democrat Party is headed in.
Yes.
And, Uncle Henry, I remember when, if you were an Alabamian, you were almost certainly a Democrat.
Right.
When Hal Heflin ran for Senate in 1978, no Republican even bothered to run against him. He went in with 94% of the vote.
Right.
And I think it took the Baxley-Graddick fiasco of '86 to convince conservative Alabamians that the Republican Party was their home.
There was that, and there was also just the Reagan Revolution. But you're right.
Completely.
We had a lot. Senator Shelby was a Democrat. You had a lot of politicians that all flipped from one party to the other.
And, Uncle Henry, I'm a student of history all my life. And I've always wondered what happened to political parties that just vanished. The Whigs, I think, separated over the slavery issue. The Federalists, that's a story that's rarely told. But they blatantly took the side of the British enemy in the War of 1812. And there were 5 at that time New England states that were seriously considering seceding from the Union and joining Canada over the issue of the War of 1812. And within 10 years after the war, there was no more Federalist Party. They didn't even bother to run a candidate. The people of this country saw the Federalists as choosing a foreign enemy over the interests of their country. And that's what the Democrats are doing today, Uncle Henry. This whole dang government shutdown thing is over goodies for illegals, because they know that they don't have the heart and soul of the American people on their side anymore, so they got to bring in as many foreigners as they possibly can to outvote American citizens. And that's what all of this is about. How many goodies are we going to give to foreigners to come in and vote for Democrats? And that is not a winning strategy for a party that wants to win the heart and soul of the American people.
Well,
that's going the route of the Federalists.
Well, some people would think they've already won, that the math is going to work out in their favor going forward. You obviously don't believe that way.
It all depends on the demographics, I guess. The people like Mamdani have said, we will come to your country and we will outbreed you. We'll have 10 kids to your one, and we will outnumber you. The migrants from third world countries that absolutely loathe and despise everything this country has ever stood for, they could very well outnumber us eventually.
All right. Well, I think so. Really, it sounds like what you're saying is the next few years, there needs to be a lot more deportations.
There does, Uncle Henry. Not just the ones that have committed crimes, but like Tom Homan says, everybody that breaks into this country like a burglar is spitting in the eye of the literally millions of people that are jumping through all the hoops to come to this country legally, including my neurologist. I got to give him a shout out, Uncle Henry. His name is Dr. Sheikh, and he's from Pakistan. And he says, I spent 6 productive years of my life coming to this country legally. And he has no sympathy for the people that break in like burglars whatsoever.
No, it's when you do it legally, there's a lot of work and money involved.
Indeed. Well, thanks for taking my call, Henry.
Bert, thank you. Great to hear from Bert. 251-479-2723, the telephone number here on the Uncle Henry Show. Hello, caller.
Hey, Uncle Henry, how you doing?
Snake Trapper. Hey, Snake Trapper, I went to Dolphin Island for Veterans Day. I went to a concert. Doherty's on Dolphin Island had Dylan Carmichael. We were raising money for Vets Recover. And I had a man who drove all the way from Fairhope. His name was Anthony. And he asked me there when we were at Doherty's listening to the country music, he said, hey, is this Snake Trapper, is that a real person? And I said, yes, that's him. And he really does trap snakes and eat them.
Uncle Henry, yeah, I'm a live person. I mean, I don't do it as much as I did when I was a younger man, but I do. But, Uncle Henry, what I called to tell you about, man, is I had something's been coming up on my porch for the past month and getting to my cat's food. And so I started putting stuff out about 3 days a week. And I happened to catch it out there, Uncle Henry. It's an old crippled possum, Uncle Henry. Got a bad giddy up in its hip. Looks to be about 7 years old, and it's coming up after midnight. And for people out there that don't know, the life expectancy of a possum is only 4 or 5 years, so this one's way past its age. So I'm going to continue putting stuff out for it until it just quits coming up. And I'd like to tell people out there, if you get a chance to be nice to a possum, do that. For one, if you just see one walking around in the woods, that possum has done beat the odds, because the mother possum will give birth 7 days after gestation, 7 to 9 days. And it's usually around 20, to which they have to find their way to its pouch and compete for only 13 teats in that pouch, in which only 9 of them will work. So just the fact that you see it walking around is basically it's beat the odds, Uncle Henry. It's like a 45% chance for it surviving just from being born. So I've stated many times we're just a couple of bad years away from losing our only marsupial. So if anybody out there happens to know one hanging around or something, put it out a little food. They will find something. They are foragers and scavengers. They'll find something. But, I can remember as a kid, Uncle Henry, I used to think they was just the ugliest and nastiest looking animal you'd ever want to be around. But the more I learned about the possum and how rare it is, just the fact that we have a marsupial in North America, I've grown to love them a lot, Uncle Henry, and they are really sweet animals. They mean nobody no harm. I mean, so if you get a chance to be nice to a possum, do it. Please try to miss them on the road because, like I said, the fact that they beat the odds just from being born.
Snake Trapper, this is wonderful. Thank you for telling us this real life story of you encountering the crippled possum.
Yes, sir, Uncle Henry. Uncle Henry, I really like to catch it and take it in and snuggle on it and love on it, but it's been wild all its life. Like I said, I'm just going to try to have as little interaction with it as I can and continue to put it something out, make it kind of a little easier for it to find because, like I said, it's an old one. It's way past its days.
Yes.
I love them, Uncle Henry. I do because of the fact, they don't mean anything, any harm. And, they just put in this world. They don't know their purpose, but they definitely have a place.
Very good. I've got to go to the break, but thank you, Snake Trapper. Thank you very much.
You take care, Uncle Henry. There
he goes. With compassion and empathy for the animal he described as a crippled possum. If I ever were to open my own private club, I might call it the Crippled Possum. Invitation only. The Crippled Possum.
710 Time Saver Traffic from the Main Street Flooring and Design Traffic Center.
Traffic is moving better now on I-10 west approaching Rangeline Road after an accident was cleared. We do still have an accident south on I-65 in the left lane approaching Sailor Road. Crews remain on the scene of a crash with road blockage.
Yeah, I picked a note paper to write something on that doesn't show up because of the green screen behind me. So I could have written anything. But what I wrote was the name of my new private club, the Crippled Possum. Invitation only. All right, let's see. Going to be back on the radio here in about 4 minutes. And I'm so glad the Snake Trapper called. Now I've got a name for today's podcast. All right, what can I tell you about while waiting to go back on the radio? Today is World Kindness Day, where you're encouraged to be nice to somebody. And if you have trouble with people, there's possums out there that you can be nice to. What else can I tell you about? Average price for a turkey this year in the United States of America. This is average all around the country, including Hawaii and Alaska. The average price for a 15-pound turkey, $34.65. Higher than last year. Hawaii has the most expensive turkey, $55.70 for a 15-pound turkey in Hawaii. Alaska's number 2 with $42.35. In case you were thinking of celebrating Thanksgiving and making your own turkey in Hawaii. All right, back on the radio here in about 2 minutes. if you have back pain because you sit at a desk all day, researchers claim, anytime there's a story about what researchers have learned, you might go ahead and file it in fake news. But I'll tell you what they're saying. Researchers say that if you sit at a desk all day, you can get rid of your back pain by sitting for 30 minutes and then standing for 15. Sit for 30, stand for 15. Sit for 30, stand for 15. I don't believe it, but I'm relating it to you. I wish people would do the news like that on TV. I wish that they would have some story on Fox or CNN or one of them other channels, and then the anchor would tell us, you know what, I don't know about this, but it's on this piece of paper. I'd trust them more if they just admit, hey, this might be bull. We don't know. All right, let's see. In terms of hurricane season, it turns out that an AI system this year has been the best model for predicting the paths and intensities of storms. Google's DeepMind Weather Lab. And America's leading weather model, the Global Forecast System, actually was the worst performing system. I don't know if I'm ready to turn over something that important to AI, though. We still need people like John Ed Thompson involved.
710 WNTM, an iHeartRadio station.
Uncle Henry Show here on News Radio 710 WNTM. It's 5:50. News headlines coming up in 10 minutes, and then more Uncle Henry Show. Now, when Snake Trapper called a few minutes ago, I mentioned that somebody mentioned Snake Trapper to me when I was at Doherty's on Dolphin Island Tuesday night. 95 KSJ throwing a Veterans Day nighttime concert to raise money for Vets Recover in Mobile. I just want you to know that it turned out great. A great crowd for Dylan Carmichael. People had a great time, and the event raised over $9,000. I don't know the exact amount, but over $9,000 raised, which was great. And then the people from Vets Recover told me as they were leaving that they got a few big donations from people as well. So for those of you that went to the concert or bought tickets or donated without going, whatever, thank you very, very much, because that group does help veterans every year in Mobile. Vets Recover. Now, the number here is 251-479-2723, 251-479-2723. Now, Monday, when I was on the show Monday, I got a voicemail from Pat Nelly, or someone claiming to be Pat Nelly, saying that he had a 93-year-old friend named Duval that listens to the show. I think he said it was a 93-year-old man named Joe Duval. Now, this person claiming to be Pat Nelly phoned in with a follow-up about his 93-year-old friend that listens to the show, Duval.
Good afternoon, Unc. I hope you're having a great day. Sure is a glorious day in Mobile, Alabama.
Yes.
Hey, listen. No sooner did you play my voicemail yesterday than Duval called me up and chastised me because I did not tell him the message that he wanted relayed to you.
Oh.
He says that he watches you every day on AM 710, but his exact quote was, "That guy must have had an excellent elocution teacher when you were younger, and he's probably going to call again and tell me I butchered that word, but I think you get the idea of what he was trying to compliment you on. Again, you're doing the Lord's work. I know a lot of seniors, including myself, listen to you daily. I hope you have a great afternoon. And roll tide.
Roll, tide, roll. Thank you very much for your phone call. Thank you to Duval for your compliment. No one has taught me nothing about elocution. I just went to public schools in the state of Alabama, except for 1 year. I had 1 year right before high school where I was in a church school. But everything else, all the other years were Alabama public school teaching. It was just your regular teaching that everybody else got. And back in the day, you had to pass tests. You had to listen in class and read your books, and then you had to take a test and make better than. You had to get more than half right, if I remember correctly. That's all it was. It was just your basics. Just your basics, reading, writing, arithmetic, and all that garbage. But thank you to Duval, and thank you, Pat Nelly, for your voicemail. The voicemail number is 251-216-1976. That's 251-216-1976. And speaking of seniors, I think I mentioned Monday that I hooked up my TV antenna to my television because of the YouTube TV dispute with ESPN and Disney. And I needed to watch the Alabama game, so I hooked the TV antenna up to my TV and started watching the free stuff over the antenna. And I've really enjoyed it. And my wife was out of town at a women's retreat. And so last night I slept with the TV on MeTV. And when I woke up this morning, I was so excited. There was an hour of George Burns and Gracie Allen. Now, senior citizens will know they'll know why I applaud this. But it was I thought why can't we have more of this? You know, if I were one of the richest people like Elon Musk, I'd buy ABC or CBS or NBC, and I would say, let's get some George Burns and Gracie Allen on there. I would force the country. I'd force the country, those watching broadcast television, to stomach some of that stuff because we were better off. We were. No cussing on there, no nakedness. Nobody was running around trying to get in each other's clothes or nothing like that. No illicit affairs or nothing. Just basic stuff. Just like the education I got. All right, back with more. Coming up after the break. Got a weird topic for the Uncle Henry Show coming up after the break. I'm going to talk to an author about narcissism. What is it?
Securing America.
On Wednesday, the Department of Justice announced the formation of a new scam center strike force to fight scams run by Chinese organized crime, which use messaging platforms to get Americans to invest in fake crypto platforms. Washington, D.C. U.S. Attorney Jeanine Pirro says that makes it
both a national security problem and a homeland security problem.
She says the new task force has already seized.
YouTube viewers, thank you for looking. I will be back tomorrow at the regular time. Thank you for listening to the Uncle, or watching, or whatever you're doing. Using this as a nightlight. I don't know what you're doing. Maybe you've got this on YouTube next to a fish tank to keep the fish company. Whatever it is. Thank you.
Pirro advises that people learn more about online currency in order to protect themselves. Kevin Uretsky, Fox News.
Clay and Buck. We went from Weekend at Bernie's presidency of Joe Biden. Listen to what Trump has done just in the last 24 hours.
Weekdays at 11 on News Radio 710 WNTM.